Hey guys, welcome to Matt Drive Stuff. I am genuinely nervous about riding this bike today. It's a 2001 Yamaha R1. Apparently in the first week it came out, it killed 15 people in Australia, so yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about that. Anyway, these bikes are putting out a 95 odd kilowatts, about 100 newton meters of torque, and with all its fluids, it weighs in about 200 kilos, so it's got plenty of up and go. These are pretty much a MotoGP bike with some indicators. Anyway, let's see how it goes. I hope I'm still alive at the end of this video. No surprises here, this bike is seriously fast. It only takes a small twist of the throttle and you're doing 80, and the thing is, it doesn't feel like it at all. The bike is so stable and feels so solid, and the fairness help, the wind just slips straight past you that you don't even know how fast you're going. It can really catch you off guard because you genuinely feel like you're going much slower. And the funny thing is you can accelerate to the speed limit, keep your wrist in the one position once you're there, and then look down a few moments later and you're going faster than you thought. Now, that's apparently somehow caused by the carbs, and I suppose the air-fuel mixture catching up, but the 2001 model is the last of the carbureted versions. You might also notice that there's a massive tacho in the center of the dash with a red line a touch under 12,000. For most normal people, you're going to rarely find yourself in the top 8,000 RPM. In fact, they probably should have just stopped the numbers at 4,000 RPM and just filled the rest of it with, oh dear God. But once you realise that you are going way too fast and you have a set of traffic lights in front of you that you kind of need to stop at, the brakes are actually surprising. They pull you up with absolutely no fuss. Now, I know there are those of you out there that have this thing about the rear brake being off limits, and to be honest, I really don't get that. If I've got another contact patch with the ground that I can use to help stop a bike, I'm going to use it. So this is why I noted that the rear brake was a little difficult to locate, and I found that a little bit off-putting. But seriously, the brakes work really well. Even though I didn't get a chance to take this bike to the track or through any proper twisties, you just know the handling of this bike is brilliant. It's almost like it's on rails. And the suspension was surprising as well. Even on Sydney roads, it was comfortable and not at all jarring except for over the largest potholes. So what about the gauges and the switches and the comfort and all that kind of stuff? Well, the gauges read. This bike has a blacked out visor, so the digital speedo was always easy to see even in the sun. The switches were all where you expected them to be, so no surprises there. What I did find surprising though was how wide the tank was. I don't usually ride leader bikes, so that was a little strange, and I don't know if it's because of my height, but I was finding it difficult to hold on to, almost like my legs were kind of beginning to slide over the top of it. And you really want to be able to hold onto this tank because you're leaning so far forward on this bike that you really need to give your wrists a rest every once in a while, because your wrists will start to hurt. But the ride is really smooth, though it will take a little bit of getting used to that throttle. It's a little touchy. I found this bike to be a mixture of sheer terror and absolutely awe-inspiring. I feared it and I fell in love with it at the same time. You know, it's what I imagine it's like to have a tiger for a pet. It'd be the most awesome, coolest pet ever, but it could turn on you at any time. I used to not get people who rode leader bikes or really sports bikes in general, and whilst I still think they're a little bit odd, I kind of understand now. That power and handling is just amazing. But if for a moment you don't give this bike the respect it deserves, you're going to be in for some serious trouble. I think I might just take a bit of a sit down now. That bike's pretty mental. Check out my other videos, subscribe to the channel, check it out on Instagram, Twitter. Glad I'm still alive. See you soon. Bye.